If we go back into the final stats here, which again we have the final stats of the game. Oregon had 580 yards of total offense. Again, really good. Nothing crazy, but really good. Nix was 20 of 25 for 265 yards, 8 rush for 70 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And Nix is lighting it up on the ground. I mean, we have great running backs, but Nix is making all the decisions, all the right reads for the most part, and just doing his thing. And again, no turnovers. So if we want to go back to one of the comments earlier here, I have to 100% agree. And I argued this last week. I don't want to say he's left, like gone, but everything he's doing now is working and he's making good decisions. So I think we need to stop whole like, oh, I hope Bad Bo doesn't show up. Yeah, I don't think we have to worry about that. He's making all good decisions and it's working. He's being efficient, effective. He's putting up great yards, great percentage, great QBRs, and rushing yards. So, yeah, I think we can just lay that to rest at this point. But going for there, Irving, he didn't really have a crazy day. He ran really hard, but he only had 12 for 67 yards and a touchdown. Whittington, 6 for 92 yards and a touchdown. The defense did give up 356 yards. Again, not crazy, but not great, but not bad. Not bad by any means, especially when we're afraid about that deep passing game. Again, we did get at least we got a couple sacks, and then we had the 3 takeaways. We had 2 forced fumbles and a pick. So really good on the takeaway situation. And again, we didn't give the ball away. So that is the key things to this game is that Oregon, for the most part, did not make mistakes. And again, the penalties got cleaned up, especially from last week, because last week was absolutely ridiculous. Again, it was like, what did I say? It was 13 or 14 penalties for like 135 yards last week. Absolutely ridiculous. And at home. So on the road today to clean that up, dramatically, like say 6 for 45, something like that. Much better. Much, much better. Yeah. So this game, I think it went exactly as we expected it to and hoped it would. Kind of get the monkey off our back, especially playing at Arizona, because again, the desert is not kind to us. It's I just call it a curse. But yeah, so Oregon now remains relatively healthy. Again, flows back. We had Jones out on the O-line. They didn't really specify why, but that was it. And then Manny was ejected. So everyone, I think, should be back fine after this bye week to get rested up. The ejection won't hurt Manning. He'll be back for UCLA, full game, no problems. Yeah, it's going to be a big game. There's no underestimating what UCLA is doing. This is not a preview of that game by any means. Next week, again, Oregon is on a bye. So if I need to do a preview, I can, but there are other people for Oregon that can do the preview with here on the Voice of College Football with Mark. But it will be a big game. Again, we're both going into buys. I could see us both being, like I said, it's going to be a top 15 matchup no matter what. But you could see, depending on what happens, especially next week or with the rankings this week, you could be looking at like 10 versus 12, 9 versus 11, maybe. We don't know what the rankings are going to be like. Would I be shocked by that? No. But it could be a game day situation or a big noon. Definitely. But I think it would probably become a night game. Not 100% sure on that. I'm just speculating. Heisman. I haven't even been following what the Heisman race is. But, definitely with the potential of what the UCLA-Oregon game could look like if Oregon were to win that game and Nix puts up, again, even like today, a 20 for 25 for 265 and his rushing stats with a couple touchdowns, yeah, I could definitely see him at least getting in the top 5 talk conversation. I mean, I don't see why not. At this point, everything he's done so far has been good. I mean, again, the offense goes as he goes at this point. I think that's pretty clear. I don't think there's a question about that. Because every time, and again, this is no offense to Thompson, every time you put Thompson in, it's just run the ball. He might throw a couple times, and then he throws an interception. Now, is that because he's behind some of the second team guys? I don't know. But it just never turns out good. So even tonight, they let him throw it a few times, but they just ran the ball to kill clock. They didn't need to do anything more. But yeah,